I've just returned from a session with one of my clients where we looked at the Issues book, one of the latest publications in the EOS stable. And during our quarterly, in the training portion, we did a deep dive on this book. Now, part of the discussion was that it's really difficult sometimes to read these books, and you find them very repetitive, and it's not really an easy read. One of the members of this particular leadership team mentioned this, and she said that it was really a dry read for her. And I agreed, because it is, stuff we've heard before, and it feels like repetition. But then when we dig deeper, there are so many jewels there. In EOS, we call them nuggets, like golden nuggets that we can unearth and we can find. And during this session, with a little bit of humor and a lot of hard work, we could solve a ton of issues. What I did was, during the session, in the book, they talk about the 10 commandments of solving issues. And it's a little tongue-in-cheek, but it's also very powerful. It's things like, thou shalt not rule by consensus, or thou shalt be decisive, or thou shalt not try to solve them all. So it's 10 commandments. And as we were doing this, I had everyone write this down, because when we write stuff down on a piece of paper with a pen or with a stylus on a pad, it feels like you're learning, your prefrontal cortex is involved, and we're actually learning better than if we just sit back and type stuff. So it's really important to be active and involved. So I had them write these 10 commandments down, and as they did this, I did it on a big sheet. And then I posted the sheet on the side wall where everyone could see it. Later in the day, when we were solving some real issues, it was real fun for me to, during the session when people are going for stuff, to just simply point to the wall and say, okay, number 3, thou shalt not be a weenie. And when I felt someone was holding back a little bit, thou shalt not be a weenie. Or the next one, they were just not getting to a decision, and I said, thou shalt be decisive. And throughout the whole process, it was a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but it also got everyone going, and it got us all solving more issues together. And they really came together as a leadership team to solve some really difficult issues together. The book gave lots of hints, lots of things that improved their ability to solve issues better together. And to me, that's the gift of doing these deep dives. We would miss these nuggets. We would stay more on the surface, and we would not get down to these little things that make a massive difference. So there you have it. If you haven't read this book yet, read it for sure. But then go for a deep dive and work with your team and go through all the different things in there. In the next weeks, I'll go through this book because there were several of these nuggets that we found during the session, and in preparing for it, diving deeper in the book. Things that you won't get if you just simply read the book. So there you have it. A deep dive on a really life-changing book can make lots of difference to your leadership team, to your own life, and to the lives of your leaders. I hope you found this helpful. More next week. And in the meantime, let's celebrate those issues and let's get them solved at the root. Have a great week.